guys, welcome to Astroways. Today I want to talk about metaphysical astrology as a general concept itself. When you think about astrology, oftentimes you think about metaphysicians doing their own little tricks to predict the future. Now I'm not here to try to convince you to believe in anything. I'm here to explain you why the metaphysicians say what they say and how they somehow predict things. Metaphysics is a branch of philosophy. It even is the foundation of philosophy. Metaphysical astrology exists for a long time. It has been dated to at least 2nd millennium BCE, when people started to observe the stars in the sky, how the stars move and change locations. It all began with scientific evidence before it went anywhere abstract. Metaphysics is like a connection between science and philosophy. It's not as convincing as science and is not as abstract as philosophy. We can say metaphysics is somehow based on science and philosophy is somehow based on metaphysics. And don't forget, every scientific theory starts as a hypothesis. Now if you look at the universe, science tells you how the stars move, and metaphysics tells you how those movements can affect the energy of the stars and how the energy can affect human being. Some people might say, how the stars move has nothing to do with me, nothing to do with human being. There's no such a thing as energy from other stars or universe. Well, energy is something you might not see it from your eyes, but it doesn't mean that it has no effect on you at all. The sun, for example, is a star. It also plays an important part in astrology. The energy of the sun is the most direct one. Despite the fact that its energy can light up the whole solar system, we as human beings, our life is affected by the sun. I don't know if you know anyone who works in night shifts, especially those who have done it for a long time. They can feel their body is not happy about it. Even they sleep 8 hours during the day, healthy diet and lifestyle, still the energy of the sun is giving an impact to their body to fight against the night shift routine. The human body has its own schedule of doing things, like what we call biological clock. This clock exists in all living creatures, and the energy of the sun is the main influence. The energy of the sun can make an impact on us. So does the moon, so does the Mercury, so does the Mars, so does Jupiter, Venus, and all other stars. Imagine you have some friends and you see them every day. You think an individual person and those friends don't make an impact on you. Then one day, one of your friends starts whining. Oh, my life is terrible. 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 And you try to enjoy the life and be a happy person. You're going to have to fight really hard against that negative energy from your friend. You don't have to see the energy itself to prove you it exists. Now, if you look at your astrology charts, the chart itself is a snapshot of the sky at the moment when you were born. All the stars in all different positions, which we call different houses, the chart itself is nothing abstract. Everything and everyone is born and exists for a reason and influenced by the energy around you. Then you say, okay, I have a natal chart, but that's only from the moment I was born. It only affects the moment I was born. Well, you continue on living, don't you? You weren't just born and died. You're still living. And as long as you're living and continue living, then the stars will still impact you. Your personality and your life path are the outcome of the impact. I tend to think it's a trend, not something 100% defined. I don't agree on metaphysicians telling people certain things they predict that will come true, and absolutely no way to change it. That's not true. We live in the 21st century. This is not the 2nd millennium BCD. What's written on your chart is a trend. what you may likely to do, you have the power in your hands to change it. The technology we have nowadays is life-changing. It's like I have a friend, she was dating for a guy for 10 years and they were going to get married and have a happy life together. One day they went to a metaphysician to do a match chart, and the metaphysician said to them, they don't really belong together. If they insisted, then they would end up having a divorce in a few years. When she said to me, I was like, well, did he say why? Did he say how that happened? She said nothing specific. I was like, well, that's not very convincing. Back in the old age, if the metaphysician told you you'd be dead by tomorrow, then there was probably not much you can do. But now, yes, not only death, you can try to prevent a lot of things from happening. But not if you don't actually know what's going to happen. Some people say they don't really want to know what's going to happen to them, just in case there's something bad. Some people said astrology is only crazy assumptions. And yet, if you say to them, your chart shows that you're quite a good person, then they might say, oh, that sounds about right. It all comes down to what you think. To me, the reason why I decided to learn astrology wasn't because I wanted to predict people's future or anything. It was because I wanted to see what kind of life path I was likely to go down to. When to be careful of what people around me, when to be careful of my money, when to be careful of my health. And if I knew I was going to lose a lot of money in a few years, then I would start saving up. And if I knew I was going to have heart problems or lung problems, then I would start to do some exercise and eat healthy. What your chart shows you is not your destiny. What you've learned and decide what to do after that is your destiny. What your chart can't show you is your determination. Even two people born at the same time, they grew up having different opinions and different environments can divide them down to different paths. I think everyone should learn to know themselves more. Find out more about yourself. No matter if it's chart reading, blood type reading, face reading, hand reading, or through some activities to find themselves such as yoga and meditation. The word mindfulness has become very popular in the last few years. Looks like all in a sudden everyone became very spiritual. All in a sudden philosophy doesn't seem that abstract anymore. All in a sudden people practicing to get their 7 chakras activated. Now this is a sign showing that you want to know more about yourself and the energy. This is the process of self-realization. And you're not far away from metaphysics. Whenever you want to know, whatever you want to know about it, I'm here to help you to find out. See your metaphysical chart as your guidance. And remember, you're the one who decides your fate. Okay guys, so much for today. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about metaphysics, please subscribe my channel and I'll keep you updated.